Hey there, before I go off to make my drink, I decided to do a quick top 11 list of my top Anchor Bay films in my collection. You're going to notice that there's only one Blu-ray on here, and the reason for that is basically I thought Anchor Bay did their best stuff before Blu-ray came around, and shame, but it's true. A lot of their stuff that lately have been kind of lackluster, so here's my top 11 list of Anchor Bay titles that I own. So without further ado, let's get started right away, because by the way, this is my third time doing this video because I messed up the first two times and I went over once. And number 11 is Dead and Breakfast. Dead and Breakfast is a really cool little horror film. It's a kind of a zombie type of film. We got David Carradine in here. Some pretty cool actors. Actually, Ever Carradine is in this as well. Jeremy Sisto, of course, from Wrong Turn we got in here. Gina Phillips from Jeepers Creepers. Judith Bader has kind of like a small but important role, and Portia de Rossi has a cameo. A really cool film. I like the music. There's a song in here that I ended up in my head singing it for days. I swear. Well, if you haven't seen this movie, you really should see it. Dead and Breakfast is number 11. Number 10 is one of my favorite childhood movies. Actually, it's two movies, but actually it was really one movie shot. It was too long, so they broke it up into two films, and I'm kind of glad they did because it was kind of a cool swashbuckling thing. That's The Three Musketeers and The Four Musketeers by Richard Lester. This is a great edition. It's got the saga of the Musketeers, Part 1 and Part 2. The making of The Three Musketeers is on here. Great presentations of these films, and you could get these before on I think you can buy the 3 or 4 Musketeers, but to get the special edition with the complete Musketeers, it's really the only way to go. We've got Oliver Reed in this, Richard Chamberlain, and we got Christopher Lee, Frank Finlay, Michael York. Just a great cast, great film. I love the swashbuckling stuff, so that's number 10 on my list. Number 9 is Murder by Decree. By bar none, probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Sherlock Holmes movie of all time, and it's definitely one of my favorite Ripper movies. Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper with Christopher Plummer as Sherlock Holmes and James Mason as Dr. Watson. It doesn't get much better than this. This is an incredible film directed by Bob Clark, who brought you Christmas Story, Porky's, and of course my favorite horror movie of all time, Black Christmas. Murder by Decree is one that I watched every year. It used to come on CBC, and they'd bring it on around Halloween time, and it was a great Halloween film. Very cool, very creepy. Again, we got a great cast lineup of co-stars in this one with Genevieve Bujold, Donald Sutherland, David Hemming, Sir John Gielgud, Frank Finlay, Donald Sutherland's in this, Susan Clark. Just a really incredible film. I highly recommend it. Ballygar, this is it, by the way. This is the one you need to get. Trust me on this one. If I had a second copy, I'd give it to you, but it took me a long time to hunt this one down. I'm a huge Bob Clark fan. Pick it up. It's really, really worth it. The only Blu-ray in my collection it's not the only Blu-ray in my collection. I've got Halloween's 4 and 5 on Blu-ray because I wanted them for Blu-ray. They're not on my list, and they kind of get a dishonorable mention because they ported them over basically, and they didn't bring all the features over when they did. But the Blu-ray that did do a good job, and I did put on here, and I like the cover, I like the artwork, I just like the way that it was done, and it's a special favorite of mine, and that's Hellraiser. I like the Hellraiser edition on Blu-ray, although I got to admit Hellraiser 2 is my favorite in the franchise, but Hellraiser is a really cool film, and I like this one here. That will be my only Anchor Bay Blu-ray that I will put on there, and it may surprise some people, but that's true. And that is 11, 10, 9, 8. So number 7, and that is Beastmaster. Really great Coscarelli film. Mark Singer, who you'd see as the star of V in the V series, the original series, not the new one. Very, very cool. I love the way this was done. I know the series went bad with the whole movie sequels and the TV series afterwards, but this here is a really cool, fun film. Beastmaster has Tanya Roberts in it. We got Rip Torn, James Amos. A lot of people that you wouldn't expect to do well in a film like this, and I gotta say, I really, really enjoyed this film. It's a fun sword and sorcery film. You got to take it for what it is, and Beastmaster's a fun film. But if you're going to get any edition, definitely get the special edition DivaMax. This one has the poster as well. Really beautiful cover art. Gotta say, this is definitely the edition of a Beastmaster to pick up. Great Coscarelli film. Everybody knows who watches my channel, I'm a big Coscarelli fan. Next up, number 6, I think, is Black Sabbath, and I'm a huge Meryl Bavin fan as well. I love Meryl Bavin. This is one of my favorite films of his. Just so atmospheric, so well done, so well shot. This here is the uncut original international version. I do have to pick up the other version down the road because I just want to be complete. I have them all. I don't have the first volume in the Meryl Bavin set. I do have volume 2, and I found this one to be really good. Great audio commentary with Tim Lucas. He's kind of the Meryl Bavin expert. Great thing interview with Mark Damon, Life and Film, way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. And Drop of Water still creeps me out to this day. It just does. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen this movie, shame on you. Go see this movie. Halloween's coming up. This should be in your collection. Number 5, Silent Night, Deadly Night double feature. Why didn't I just pick part 1? Because I like part 2 for what it is. It's cheesy as hell, and honestly, this is kind of a fun film. But you can watch part 2, totally bypass this film, and you'll get everything from part 1 that you need. This is just a really, really cool one. Best bonus feature on this thing, by the way, Santa's Stocking of Outrage, where you get a whole bunch of clips of like newspaper clippings and quotes on people that basically said how horrible that Silent Night Deadly Night was. My favorite one is Mickey Rooney, he crying Silent Night Deadly Night, only to come in act in the 5th sequel. Yeah, irony. Number 4 is Phantasm, my favorite Coscarelli film of all time. One of my favorite horrors. I just really like this film. It's one of those that just resonated with me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the mythos. For the longest time, I worked on writing and scripting what I thought would be a great TV series for Phantasm. It was kind of a road type series, and I thought still something I worked on, and I was proud of it. I didn't go through with it afterwards, moved away, lost the script, and I had like a pilot and 3 episodes wrote, and I wanted to like approach them, but I didn't. Then afterwards I got working on other films, and I was writing for another company, so that kind of got waylaid. It was I love this film. It's just such a trippy, fun film. Great mythos. So much to be played within this universe that has not been touched yet. Number 3 is the 25th anniversary of Halloween. This is the definitive version of Halloween to get right now. Why didn't I not put the Blu-ray on it? Because I didn't buy the Blu-ray. Because I knew there's a better Blu-ray coming out. But if I want to get any version of Halloween pre the Digibook, this is the one that I would get, and I would get this one over the $6 Blu-ray that's out there right now, because this is basically the same thing. Except that this has a much cooler cover. It's a DivaMax edition, so it does have great picture. It's the 25th anniversary one. Before this, when you got Halloween cut above the rest, you got like a 25-30 minute little featurette snippet of the documentary. This one was the first one to give you the whole 87-minute documentary. Really love this. There's a great on location on here as well, which is kind of be if you watch those Horror's Hallowed Grounds, you know what I mean. It's a cool location thing, and just a really great film. Cool audio commentary with Carpenter Hill and Jamie Lee Curtis here, and a wonderful film. Best edition that I saw of it. Best cover, bar none. Best cover. All the best of the other Halloween releases were put into one to make a H25, and it deserved it. Next up is the number 2 and number 1 was a toss-up for me, because they're both ones that I really like and enjoy, and for their features especially. I'm a big features guy, and you're going to see some features on features down the road. And that will be The Hills Have Eyes. Now, you got to make sure when you get this one, if you don't already have it, see this big gold box? That's because it's a 2-disc edition. You have to get the 2-disc edition. Don't waste your time with the 1-disc edition. Don't waste your time with the cheap-ass Blu-ray that came out. get this. Until a really better edition comes out, this is the only edition of the Hills Have Eyes original you should have in your collection. It has a really great hour-long look back on the Hills Have Eyes documentary. I don't know how many times I watched it. Wes Craven is a great storyteller, and he lets you know exactly what went on with the making of this film. Really, really cool. Next up, there was a director's films of Wes Craven, a whole career retrospective of Wes Craven up to this point, and it's really well done. Some great clips, some great stuff. I gotta say, this is one that should be in everybody's collection. It should be this edition, nice gold shiny edition, 2 discs. If you're gonna have this one, this is the one to get. Just don't even think about getting any other edition of the Hills of Eyes with this. At this point anyway, until something really, really amazing comes out. If Scream Factory comes out with an edition with all that stuff and more, go for that. But until then, that's the one to get. And the top one, and I don't think this is going to be even on Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Edition for Dawn of the Dead. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. So when I got my first Blu-ray from a fellow YouTuber, Toddy, great guy by the way, he got me the definitive document of the Dead, and not knowing that that was one of my favorite documentaries as a writer, as a fellow YouTuber, as a horror fan, and as hopefully a future filmmaker as well. Dawn of the Dead is a great film, and this has all 3 editions of the film. It's got the U.S. theatrical cut, the extended version, the European version. Each one comes with a different set of features. Each one comes with a different audio commentary. There's a 4th disc, got some cool documentaries on there. The Day to a Walk was an audio documentary that was on there. They had a different version of the Roy Frumkus document of the Dead. So now I think I own all editions of that documentary, which is really amazing. There's on-set home movies, Monroe Mall tour, and there's even a comic book. This is just one killer edition of a set. The only one that I almost put on this list that didn't quite make it, and shocked me, shocked a lot of people, and you know it's going to get an honorable mention, and the reason it didn't make it was basically because I actually placed it somewhere else in my collection, not with Anchor Base. So that is probably the big reason that this movie didn't make it on the list. And if you're scratching your head and wondering where's it at, it's in my collection. It's just in another spot because I recently moved around my DVDs, and that would be Evil Dead, the Ultimate Edition. That will be number 12. Actually, we're going to put that on number 12. So this is now on top 12. So right, things change around. So this whole stream of consciousness thing actually kind of works out sometimes. So we got Evil Dead Ultimate Edition, Dead and Breakfast, 3 Musketeers, 4 Musketeers, Ultimate Musketeers set, Murder by the Cree, Hellraiser, Blu-ray, Halloween, David Max, 25th Anniversary Edition, The Hills Have Eyes 2 Disc Edition, Black Sabbath, Silent Night, Dead Night Double Feature, Beastmaster, and last but not least, and the best of all, Dawn of the Dead. That's my top 12 Anchor Bays in my collection. So I'd like to see some other people come on and give me some feedback, maybe some response videos to this one here. Let me know what your top Anchor Bays are, what your top Scream Factories, Blue Undergrounds, and that are. I'm going to be doing some more lists along the way. And Film Game Junkies, you tend to like these lists, so give me a top on in your collection as well. I like to see that. It's same thing with you, Falagar, and Lola's. Anybody that's got a collection of DVDs in a certain company, let's get some of their top editions there so that we can I know what I'm missing, what I should probably pick up. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and right now I just finished doing the dishes, so it really is time for tea.